Greetings, peoples of the interwebs. Jake, with me are my co-hosts Dave and Jordan. Joining us via Skype once more is Reverend Spaceman.
Space
Yeah.
Space.
So this is our review on Age of Ultron, which we recently all just saw. So
for those of you who live under a rock, it's Avengers.
Yeah, Avengers.
Age of Ultron,
I
mean, it's not Batman v Superman: Dawn of the Age of Ultron.
No.
That is a better title than the one.
So
Guys, let's stay on Marvel here.
Yeah. So I think all of us genuinely really liked the film.
I like the way. Yeah.
But as we were kind of talking about, like there have been some criticisms for it. So let's go with the negative first, and then
we'll jump
Bring
to
it positive.
I definitely get a lot of the criticisms. I know specifically on IMDb, I've seen a lot of unfavorable reviews. Though a lot of that is just from ultra film buffs who are tired of the whole superhero thing in general, which I kind of get.
But it's not going away.
I don't necessarily agree, but I do get where they're coming from that regard. But anyway, I guess we can start out by saying, did you guys like it better, as much, less than the first one?
It's been a while since I've seen the first one.
I liked it better than the first one.
I would agree.
Yeah,
no,
I can't give it a yes or no yet. I want to lean towards one, but I'd have to go back and watch one again because this one's so fresh in my mind.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just felt maybe it wasn't dark enough.
That's a lot of the big complaint.
Yeah.
I do.
That might be the trailer's fault too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Along those lines, though, I did think it was better, but I also kind of thought it was basically the same movie, just done better.
Mm-hmm.
If you look in all the
a little more attitude,
sort of nameless aliens, at least when you have a horde of kind of nameless, faceless villains, at least it sort of had something to do with one of the characters.
And it did kind of make more sense for one of them to just die and then all of them to just shut down, as opposed to them all being alive and just simultaneously die.
Yeah.
My first kind of thought.
I will say, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but I thought Ultron was a better villain than Loki.
I don't disagree. Maybe the way he was done, I didn't think he should. I don't think Ultron should have been funny.
Yeah,
which is a criticism I had.
I didn't have a huge problem with that, actually. It kind of just made him the evil Tony Stark.
Well, yeah, I think it makes sense for that reason.
Yeah.
But I would have preferred him to be a more serious villain. But.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I think James Spader was really good as Ultron. But
It's James Spader.
I do think it would have been better if he, was maybe less funny and more just kind of like...
Yeah. I also kind of felt like...
out for blood against the Avengers.
Everybody was Tony Stark in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody kind of had their lines in the first one, but it's like... Everybody is so
it starts
jokey
out
in
right
this
in the
movie,
beginning with him and Cap going back and forth with the language thing.
Yeah.
I love that, though.
One of the jokes that really worked.
I like that one of the first words in this movie was just Tony Stark saying, shit!
Yeah.
It's like, there are a lot of kids here. Worked, though.
I remember watching, I guess, halfway through the film and thinking, I'm glad Loki isn't in this one.
Yeah.
Nothing against Loki, it's just he's always the bad guy.
Yeah.
He's been the villain in 3 films.
Yeah, so
I guess
I'm glad we got a break from him.
And even if he had shown up and not been the villain, he would have stole the show like he did in Thor 2.
Yeah.
I'm overloaded with it's too much.
Yeah.
I'm glad they finally moved away from that.
Yeah.
Just wait till Thor Ragnarok to bring him back.
Yeah.
Because they will.
I think another one of the big criticisms though is that the movie just didn't have a whole lot of story or anything. It was just mindless action, which
that's what the Avengers.
They've more story than
they've kind of said that's what they're gonna do with the Avengers movies. Though they've said they're gonna keep those being really action packed and then get the story stuff for the separate individual movies while focusing on characters in the Avengers that don't get their own movie, which we saw a lot of in this one.
Yeah, that's kind of more of what I was saying with it maybe has less story compared to the individual the Captain America movies, but because it's a team, so.
Yeah,
but I do like the fact that they fleshed out Hawkeye's character and Black Widow.
One of the big
more.
positives. The first movie Hawkeye was pointless.
Yeah.
When he
they kind of addressed it.
Yeah.
Which I think it would have meant a lot more if he had died.
The whole time I thought he was going to die.
Quicksilver. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
If you didn't get that from this is a review of the movie, but, I mean, Quicksilver is he's the guy who didn't exist in the franchise. He's the new guy who was just introduced to
Let's just kill him off.
He's completely inconsequential death.
Yeah,
really.
Like, kind of
means a lot to Scarlet Witch. But,
yeah,
I'm guessing they originally didn't plan to kill him off, and this is just speculation. But I'm guessing they probably just did it because he was in X-Men, and that'd be too confusing for people to go watch and see, because he's gonna be in more X-Men movies. So I'd have Quicksilver in this too. Might be kind of confusing to people.
Well, though I think he's different enough. Though I still think. I never actually called him Quicksilver, did they?
I don't think they did.
I don't recall.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't recall the word miracles either.
Yeah.
I think they were just like the twins.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd heard the whole thing about they were going to be called miracles in that movie because Fox owns mutants. But
I know that Quicksilver isn't as big a part in of the Avengers as Scarlet Witch in the comics and stuff. I think he gets kicked out or leaves at pretty much throughout all the different
Magneto's
continuities.
kids.
Yeah.
So you kind of can't. I mean, you can't have them without.
I do think that was. Yeah, the whole time I was expecting Hawkeye, especially once they introduced his family and stuff. It's it's getting all sentimental.
The heart. And
I was like, he's gonna die.
You made him important.
He's gonna die.
It would have been something.
Hawkeye's cool, but that would have been more meaningful if he had died.
He was important in this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not gonna be.
Yeah, he's coming back in Captain America 3.
So apparently everybody's coming back.
Yeah, it might as well be Avengers 4.
They're still naming new cast members and stuff like that. When
Spider-Man, who has not been named as cast yet.
Martin Freeman just got cast.
Yeah,
I don't know what he got cast as, but yeah,
maybe not a superhero or anything.
Another thing though that I thought was weird with Age of Ultron is I was expecting it to be setting up more for Civil War. But it really didn't. It was setting more up for Infinity War.
Yeah, I think a lot of the Marvel films have been set up for the next film. This one is the next Avengers, not.
Which, I kind of get because it was more.
I was just expecting it, I guess.
Yeah.
Of course, I guess it would have to set up for Ant-Man, but in that case. But
I still would have liked.
I don't know how much they're bringing. Is
some kind of reference
be in Infinity Wars
to Hank Pym.
Might depend on this movie coming out.
That's true. It could be a bit of a test.
Yeah.
Also, was there I don't know if you guys felt just maybe extended scenes went on too long, maybe.
Yeah.
Just
I kind of feel like a lot of scenes were cut
not
too
the action
short.
scenes, I don't know.
Which one? Like the action scenes or the more story stuff?
Story scenes like Thor going into the water to do the thingy.
Yeah, that was just
Apparently there was an hour that got cut from this one, so I'd like to see an extended version of this actually.
Yeah, Thor's whole thing was I guess he's just going off searching for answers, then he randomly comes back and is like, no, we should make Vision.
Yeah.
Though talking about positives, I thought Vision was super cool. I've always thought he was a super cool character. Paul Bettany finally gets he's been the voice since the first Iron Man, and he finally gets
justice
physical screen time. Yeah.
I like that they worked that in too.
I mean, I know the whole Thor's hammer was like a jokey thing, but I think it also worked as it gave Vision a lot of gravity.
Yeah.
Without having to go into a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of glad that scene we saw in the earlier trailer, the second trailer, actually paid off later, where everyone's trying to lift it,
Yeah.
Yep.
I did love Thor's face, when Cap moves slightly.
He gets a little scared.
He gets nervous.
Which I kind of think, Captain America intentionally did that, because it's I don't want him to, be outdone or anything like that. So I feel like maybe he probably could have just lifted it and, wielded it just like Thor was no, he's the guy with the hammer, so I'll let him.
What is worthy exactly? Strong enough, or pure of heart, or not totally defined, but
yeah, I mean, I was just kind of surprised of the choice of killing off Quicksilver so soon, and setting more up for Infinity War.
They could always finagle some way to bring him back. I mean, he could have just used that skin regenerator thingamajig off screen on him.
That's kind of what I was thinking. If they did want to bring him back.
I was kind of half surprised, he didn't just, I'm really fast, so I heal really fast. And it wasn't just there at the end of the movie, but I don't know. I think they were doing it more for Scarlet Witch, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess. Well, I don't know. We'll see how this plays out.
So, what did y'all think about there not being a second end credit scene?
I mean,
In effect, I don't know. Yeah, I mean the first end credit scene wasn't great, really. It was kind of just.
We did get to see.
Again.
We did get to see him standing up.
Yeah, instead of
like not in his chair. We know that he is not a paraplegic. Yeah.
Sorry if that was politically incorrect, but
now they gotta bully you off Twitter.
When we just got on Twitter,
it's Dave
at Dirty Dave.
Yeah.
It's not. That's probably somebody's Twitter. It's not ours.
Let me check.
Whatever that is.
You're gonna get a lot.
Have fun.
We're gonna ruin you.
Yep.
What are you talking about? Pasty Pale.
Yeah.
Dirty Dave is a Twitter.
I'm sure it is.
Joined in June 2007.
Oh, early.
So back to Ultron, though. Back to Ultron.
This is more important, I think.
Still a fun movie overall.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess
I had
more
fun watching it.
Like, it's a perfect, fun, big summer blockbuster popcorn movie.
It's a great way to get the summer blockbuster season.
Oh yeah.
Like maybe 4 movies.
Yeah. Oh.
Still the first.
Yeah.
It's definitely better than Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
We can get into that in another one. But,
I mean, just as far as summer blockbusters go.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a whole lot.
It was epic. I mean, we have to talk about the Hulkbuster fight.
Oh man, that was awesome.
That's one of the highlights of the film.
That might have been the best moment of the whole movie.
Yeah.
Much like for me, I think the Thor Hulk fight in the first one was the best.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say the Iron Man Hulk fight in this one.
Also,
did you all get the Veronica thing? Why he called the suit Veronica? It's a very, very obscure thing, but because we all know the Hulk's girlfriend, before Black Widow was Betty Ross, I think is her name. The opposite of Betty is Veronica in Archie, so that's
it's an Archie joke.
Yeah.
Deep.
A very, very obscure Archie joke.
We just got schooled.
I like a lot of it.
You got.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony's references are always the best.
Also, I do like that this, in a way, kind of set up a bit for Black Panther with Ulysses Claw, played by the amazing Andy Serkis.
He's not. He's not in a green screen suit though.
Yeah.
One of his few roles recently, anyway. I was surprised. Is that Andy Serkis?
Yeah.
Maybe he's gonna get turned into some kind of robot in another movie, so he can get more comfortable in his robot suit.
Maybe. Another thing I think we need to address, though, before we wrap this up, is what do you all think Kevin to Hulk? Because at the end, he kind of just flies away.
He runs off because he's in love with Scarlett Johansson, and who can blame him? But he doesn't want to hurt her, and he's all emotional and stuff, so he's going back into isolation.
I could actually see some of the seeds of a Planet Hulk movie being set up.
So that's what everyone keeps saying.
Yeah,
and
that's what I tended towards.
I
just didn't know if they were gonna do.
I feel like that's the best way to do a Hulk movie.
I didn't think the plan was for any more Hulk movies.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of swaying away from it. But
I wouldn't say it's the plan, but I'd say they probably just put enough in there to where they could do it if they choose to.
Yeah, open the door.
I feel like they should because
they're planting it.
Because they only did the one Hulk movie as a part of the cinematic universe, which I feel like a lot of people overlook. But it was a good movie overall.
Yeah, the other one.
Better than Hulk.
Yeah.
It was better than the first one. I still didn't think it was.
But I feel like if they did do Planet Hulk, that's what Hulk needs to be. Kind of like how Man of Steel was. Both Superman and Hulk are one of those characters that they're hard to work with because they're so powerful.
I think Superman's a lot easier than Hulk.
But with Hulk though,
it could be done, but it's not.
Like on Planet Hulk,
it's going to be a Bruce Banner movie. It's not going to be a Hulk movie.
Yeah. I don't know, but I feel like
I do like the way they kind of made you think that could be a possibility.
But I don't know. I feel like if
what happened,
you could go all out in Planet Hulk, where he just
you could.
I mean that is the quintessential. If you're going to make a Hulk movie, that is the one to make.
Yeah. So that way it's like, if you don't do the standard like trilogy or something like that, just like, okay, here's our first one, and then years down the road we're going to do Planet Hulk and just go out with a bang with the Hulk. And he just, smashes everything.
Well, also that's especially if first Infinity Wars is just focusing on the new Avengers. That's kind of the way to ship him off for a while.
Yeah.
Till he, whatever reason he has to come back.
For all we know, that could be a part of like Marvel's Phase 3 is.
That's what he's doing. Well,
yeah. Like Phase 3, he's Planet Hulk. Whether they make a movie into it or maybe like even just a little.
I
kind of have expected him to just like when he was flying off to just point it up and fly off into space.
Yeah.
I kind of expected that. I wasn't surprised it didn't happen, but I was like, are they going to do this? And they didn't.
Yeah, so... But yeah, no. Like, I'd be all for that, but...
At least gave you an idea for something with him, just because you feel like, since they said they're not going to do any standalone Hulk films, he kind of got hit a little bit of his moment.
Mark Ruffalo did sign on for like a ridiculous number of films initially, so
it's like how many of those can really be just grouped with someone else's film?
Especially if they're either not, the main Avengers aren't maybe not even going to be in Infinity Wars. I mean, how many of those Mark Ruffalo Marvel movies, unless he's just cameoing in like everybody else's.
I don't know. I feel like with cameos, though,
it's not worth of saying. He signed on for it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
if the details weren't all that worked out in the beginning.
That Robert Downey Jr. cameo in Incredible Hulk actually counted as one of his movies.
That's
why they had to renegotiate his contract.
Okay. Well,
maybe.
I don't know. Maybe they just from now on they write contracts up so that they don't include cameos or something.
I mean, I think those contracts are just really weird and like oddly. You got to be oddly specific with things.
Yeah.
But I would say, an appearance, I think it doesn't matter how long it's an appearance in a film, so that might be what it is. But I think, just wrapping this thing up, I think we all felt pretty positive about the film.
Yeah, definitely.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
It was fantastic.
Marvel strikes again.
Yeah.
But I will say they got to do something different for the third one as far as enemy goes. I mean, I know it's hard to have these moving parts, and it's just easier to kind of have a bunch of these robots or aliens. Or kind of
that's probably why it's called
people clones. But that's what the last one will be. But I don't know. It's boring. We've gotten to a point of it's so epic. It's just boring.
That's a little.
I want to see something a little different.
I don't think we're there yet, but I can foresee it.
I think we're. It's not the tipping point, I guess. I think we're about there.
Yeah.
I saw
we're
it.
We're at the point where we can see it coming, but
there's
nothing.
I mean, my first thought at the big ending fight was, we're in New York again. Kind of is this. It's kind of the exact same thing. But,
yeah.
Were you expecting something different though? Really?
Not really, but
yeah.
Of course,
I have faith in Marvel. I feel like that. I don't know.
Of course, doesn't
pulled something out.
Doesn't matter though that they decimated an entire city. It's Sokovia, a fictitious place. They could have wiped it off the face of the earth. No one's gonna care. It don't exist.
They evacuated all those people for no reason.
I know.
Because they're just fake people.
They're figments of their imagination.
Just like the grocery stores in North Korea.
Hopefully people will get that reference. But any other closing statements before we wrap this up, gentlemen?
Yes.
Well, Dave just got shot. Aside from Dave being shot and
I'll speak for Dave. On behalf, he was a good guy.
Yeah.
Good addition to the podcast. But no,
he was right.
Just kind of expected Marvel to do this again, another good film, and just ready to see the other.
Jordan just died.
All right.
I'll speak on behalf of everyone. I now don't have to pay him, so that's good.
Wait, we get paid for this?
not anymore. But yeah, it was a great film overall.
Yeah.
And, Marvel's doing pretty good.
Even Marvel at their worst is like still pretty good.
Definitely.
Yep.
So, until next time, everyone, cheers.